Hey, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. This is Coaches from the Couch, but we doing a remote thing. You know how we're at two different places here in the state of Tennessee, but we're doing our thing. Mr. Howard, he's about to go out. I said Mr. Howard, but Coach Stone.
That's all right. That's all right.
He's
when I'm home, I'm Mr. Howard. But I'm Coach Stone now. Yeah.
Right. So he's about to go and hang out with him and his wife for the anniversary. So happy anniversary to you. And this is gonna be pretty cool. So
Thank
today, you guys, man, let us introduce ourselves. Once again, I am Coach Law. That's Coach Stone.
I'm Coach Stone.
And we're Coaches from the Couch. So we want you guys to be excited because we're going to break down the game of the week. And the game of the week is the Seahawks versus the Rams. And man, oh man, do I got some stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited.
Man.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean,
so do I.
I mean, I've seen some things in these last couple of games, last couple of weeks. I'm like, woo-wee. But I'm going to tell you right now who I picked. But I need to stop picking scores because my scores
really?
not
You
working.
gonna tell us now?
No, I'm not gonna tell you right now, but my scores keep messing up. These people, when I say they're gonna blow people out, they don't be blowing them out. Because Baker Mayfield, he almost came through for me, but he didn't come through. But hey, he showed up. He did what he had to do. I mean, it's all good.
He did. But what did I tell you last week? There's a reason why. If you was just to Google Las Vegas Strip, just Google Las Vegas Strip at night. And everything is lit up. And none of those folks have to ever worry about paying an electric bill. They never have to worry about if the lights are going to ever go out. You know why? Because they make all the money. Yeah. And when they say it's a 3-point spread, they're usually right. Yeah. The house normally wins. Yeah. And they gave it a 3-point spread, and they picked the Raiders, and by God, the Raiders won by 3.
Yeah.
So if you were in Vegas and you took the points, you did what they call a push. You didn't win, you didn't lose. You needed the Raiders to win by 4 for you to win some money, or you needed the Browns to win outright. And that didn't happen. There's a reason why those buildings downtown are the biggest and the brightest, because they hardly ever lose.
Well, they got me, but it's okay. It's all right, Baker. You're gonna come back, man. I still think you're gonna be that quarterback for that team and all that good stuff. But let's get to these guys that we're talking about. And so Seattle and the Rams. And I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to talk about Seattle first or the Rams, because I'm super excited about talking about the Rams. But let's go to Seattle. Let's do Seattle. Let's get Seattle.
All right, let's do Seattle.
Yeah, let's get Seattle in there. So when I'm, my observation on the offensive side, I feel like they run the same offensive sets all the time. Russell Wilson in the shotgun. Yeah. Two receivers left or right. One receiver on the right. And it's like, what you run the option run, or you know what I'm saying? You're looking for your receivers to get open downfield, and Russell doing his thing. So when I look at the offense, I'm like, do they even have a playbook? Like, it didn't look like they had a playbook. It seemed like I see the same play over and over again. I'm like, come on, man. Like, can we do something different? Like, what do you think?
Well, they have one of the smartest QBs in the league. Russell Wilson is a very smart dude. Yeah. But he can't do it by himself. Yeah. And on the offensive side of the ball, when they don't have a running game that's going to keep the defense honest, I feel like I'm a broken record. I feel like I'm saying that every week, that you need a good running game to keep that front seven honest. When you don't have a good running game, the front seven says, guess what we're going to do? We're gonna cover your receivers. We're gonna have a deep safety in case we need them, and we're gonna control the line of scrimmage with the 4 defensive linemen, which means my linebackers are gonna roam free to pick up anyone out of the backfield and put a spy on Russell Wilson. In Russell Wilson's heyday, which was just a couple of years ago, you had to have a spy on him. Right. Because you had Marshawn Lynch. Right. And because they don't have a dominant running game that's going to keep the defensive line honest, that don't open up the passing game. They got rid of Jimmy Graham. Yeah. So you don't have that dominant tight end that can just throw it 8 feet up in the air and he's going to out-jump everyone and catch the ball. You don't have that. Right. So it looks pretty dismal. I mean, they're 2-2, but it looks dismal for Seattle. I tell you what they look like, and I know people in Seattle. I used to work in Seattle. I got a lot of good friends up there. But you know what? Seattle is like Michael Jackson's Never Never Land. It's one of the nicest places you ever want to go visit. It's clean up there. The air is good. The food is good. And you know what? The football team has taken on the persona of their community. They just said, come on up here, enjoy the food, and leave with a victory. I need the Legion of Boom to come back.
Right.
Now, granted, they're not going to get those guys back, but they need some type of semblance of that. But we'll get on that later. I know we're talking about the offense right now.
Yeah, and I mean, you absolutely correct. I used to live up there for 2.5 years, and it was gorgeous. I loved it. It was amazing up there. I was like, man, I was like, woo! And no mosquitoes. Yeah. Like, let's do this. Like, let's go.
No mosquitoes and fresh fish, man. You can't beat it.
Right. So it was pretty dope. But what I also looked at on the offensive side, it looked like they don't have a third down play. Like they kept getting into like third and long a lot, but it's like they don't have a third down play, and they hoping Russell Wilson will bail them out. They hoping Russell Wilson would take them to that next level and get them where they need to go. And it's like, come on, man, he like you said, he can't do it by himself. But when you look at them, you like they don't have it looks like they don't have a third down play. So I'm like, what are you guys coaching? What are you guys putting out there? And how you guys win the game? Are y'all just winning the game by just sheer will? Or are you winning the game because you can scheme against them? But if a great defense come in there, I think that, you know what I'm saying, they going to fumble like bad. It's going to be a huge blowout, and it's going to be ugly. I mean, they beat, you know what I'm saying, they beat the Cardinals. They beat the Cardinals last week. I mean,
they're supposed to beat the Cardinals.
Well, it was just
everyone's supposed to beat the Cardinals.
For a field goal. It was a field goal, but the Cardinals Cardinals was on them though. It wasn't. It was just because Janikowski can kick a 50-yard field goal. He has a bigger leg.
Backwards.
You know, what I'm saying?
He can heal a field goal in there. But that's my point. The Seahawks should have beat the Cardinals. This year, the Cardinals is everyone's homecoming team. You know that team that you put on the schedule for homecoming, so you know you can get your victory at homecoming.
Yeah, we was 4 teams. We were 14 homecoming.
And it's still, I hate it for you, but it still took them a last-minute field goal to beat the Cardinals.
Right.
So what does that say about the once potent Seahawks offense?
Right.
It's non-existent now.
Right.
You still got some of the same receivers, but those receivers, they're getting up in age. Yep. They're not able to get separation like they used to. And they was able to get separation before because those DBs were always looking in the backfield because you never knew when beast mode was going to get past the front wave.
Right.
Once he got past the front wave, you had to come up and make that tackle. So they keep an eye on not only Marshawn Lynch, but they kept an eye on Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson will sneak one out on you.
Yeah.
Now they're not worried about that because most teams' front seven can control the Seattle's offense.
Right.
So their receivers aren't getting the separation that they used to get.
Right. And so I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, they make it happen. Somehow they make it work. But I just feel like once they really read into this, I don't think Seattle got a little bit more, legs. I mean, we're not professional coaches, and we're breaking this film down, and we seeing this stuff. I know they got.
Yeah, but we play one on TV though. We play a professional coach on TV though.
Right. So I know.
Well, listen, and speaking of being a professional coach, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
We're supposed to be coaching up Seattle's offense to win the game. Yeah. So, in my opinion, if I'm in that locker room, I'm in the film room, how am I going to get my team to win? So, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the Rams' defensive aggressiveness, use it against them.
Right.
And then Dominican Sue, he's not the guy he used to be, but he's still a disruptive force.
Right.
In fact, if you see him and Donald standing next together, they look like Big Mikey and Little Mikey. But Donald is the better defensive tackle.
Right.
But Sue still requires, because of his strength and his size, he still requires 2 people to double him. So does Donald. Well, you don't have but 5 offensive linemen. 5 linemen, if you dedicate 4 linemen to those 2, who else are you going to block? So what you do is you use your aggression. You have rather use their aggression against them.
Right.
They're coming up field and they're pushing hard. So you know what you do? You let them push hard. And you let a running back, we used to call it a hot play. You let a running back come in and just chip them just a little bit to make it look like they're going to they're helping out the offensive lineman. And they just chip them just a little bit. And when they do that, those linebackers now start to retreat because it looks like that running game is helping the block.
Right.
The linebackers start to retreat. You get that RB to come out of the backfield. You catch him for a quick 6 or 7, and the rest is up to him.
Right.
And like I told you, the first game, we used to break the huddle with 4 more. If you're catching the ball already 4 or 5 yards down the field, you already on your way to a first down.
Right.
And if you can do that every play, you're getting 4 more. Then that means every 3 plays, you're getting a first down. You control the ball, and those big linemen up front, like Ndamukong Suh, will start to get tired.
Yeah.
And you can control it that way. So use their aggression against them.
Yeah, and I think that's what Seattle need that kind of coaching to say, hey, we got to remember to go 4 more, because I wasn't seeing that happening. They would be in 3-8, 3-9, 3-7. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have a third down play, so it's like, you know, you're gonna crumble like that. So let's get on this defense right quick before we end this segment and transition.
All right.
Now this defense of Seattle. Now, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the Legion of Boom is gone, so we cannot expect them to be that. You know, and then Earl Thomas went down. You know what I'm saying? And so we can't expect them to be the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
But these guys here seem like they just running all over the place. Like it seemed like there's no captain that picked up what Earl Thomas was. Like, you know, Earl Thomas, he's the quarterback. He's making sure everybody in the right spots, in the right positions. But then when he went down, it seemed like nobody said, okay, step up. Wagner, come on, man. You got to step up, and you got to make sure you can control the defense, be the quarterback, let everybody see what's going on, see what's happening, and not allowing these guys get out of position. Man, them cornerbacks and the DBs was getting torched. Like they was actually like in different positions, but then when it seemed like they was there, but I'm not gonna doubt that they wasn't there to make the tackle. It seemed like when they was there, they wasn't aggressive to like fight for the ball. Like you there, put your hand in there, rip the ball out, you know, do what you got to do. So when I'm looking at the defense, I'm not saying that the defense is bad. I'm just saying somebody got to be the quarterback. Somebody got to coach him up. Somebody got to be the quarterback out there. Wagner got to step up. And them DBs got to get aggressive when they breaking on the ball and they sitting there. Because it was multiple times you could see them on the receiver, but they would not break to that ball or fight for that ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is my ball. I'm here with you. They just trying to make the tackle and get out of there.
Yeah. You know, I went ahead and I broke down not every play, but I broke down some of the pivotal plays.
Yeah.
And I gave each one of them a score. And basically just like a grading, like a grade book. A was 4 points, a B was 3 points, a C was 2 points, a D was 1 point, and F was 0.
Yeah.
So I started giving grades. And I broke down when the Seahawks was on defense. And overall, when the Seahawks are on defense, I gave them a grade of a C. Yeah. That means that they're an average defense.
Yeah.
In an average defense playing against an average offense, it's a flip of a coin. It's like Vegas says it's a 3-point spread. Well, Vegas gave this a 7.5-point spread in favor of the Rams. You know why that is? Because I did the same thing with the Rams offense. And when the Rams are on offense, he came out with a score, or rather with a grade of a B-.
Yeah.
So no matter how you do it, whether you're in elementary school or in college, a B is better than a C.
Yeah.
And even just my elementary way of breaking that down, I still came up with the Rams being the better grade team on paper.
I get you. I'm with you on that. So Coach, you got anything else for the Seahawks so we can go to these Rams? Because I'm super excited about these Rams. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I saw some stuff that I think I was like, man, I don't know, man. These Rams might make some more noise. Like, woo. So you got anything else you want to coach them up? on the Seahawks?
Well, you know, the Seahawks are not as bad as they look. They're averaging 21.3 points a game.
Yeah.
That's 3 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Jared Goff is throwing 6 touchdowns by himself. So
right.
if you're averaging 3 touchdowns a game and Jared Goff is scoring 6 by himself, you're gonna lose that game.
Right.
So if you're going into this week and you know that's who you got to play, and you got a Jared Goff on one end who can easily throw for 6. Yeah. You got Todd Gurley who can run for 1 and catch 1. You already 5 touchdowns in the hole.
Yeah.
So if I'm that coach and I'm trying to coach up Seattle one last time, I'm telling them on offense to use the defensive line aggressiveness against them. And when you're on defense, you got to swarm like a pack of bees. You got to swarm. When the ball goes one way, you need 11 guys running that way.
Yeah.
That's what they got to do. They just got to overwhelm them with athleticism.
I got you. Well, let me do a commercial break, man. You guys, man, thank you guys for watching Coach from the Couch. We're going to do a commercial break here where we actually just, talking about what we normally are at. We at Southern Pride Barbecue, where you can come down there and watch us, or you can come down there and grab some tremendous, great food. And so we want you guys to come down at Olive Branch. What you will see on the ticker, you're going to see the address. You're going to see how to connect. But make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down here. Man, I'm telling you, we're doing an amazing thing here, man. We are one of the hottest talk show sports shows on YouTube about football. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody going to be able to match us. I'm just going to
We're one of the hottest football shows on YouTube that nobody knows about yet.
Yeah, just yet. But we gonna get on there and we'll get everybody.
They don't know about it yet, but they will.
Yeah, and everybody who left comments, you guys, I did see the comments. I did respond to you guys, so we thank you. We thank you guys for actually doing that and tuning in. So now we're gonna transition to our next segment where we're gonna talk about these Rams, and I'm super excited about these Rams. That was one of Stevie. That was like a Stevie Stephen A talk. I'm super excited, like one of them Rams. But these Rams on offense, if I was their coach, this is what I put down. Open the playbook. There are so many weapons on the Rams. It is ridiculous. I can understand why Goff is having so much success. And you look at it, it was like when they played Minnesota, it was like, oh my God, what is going on? I was kind of messed up because I put Coop on the bench because I thought somebody else was going to do something amazing, Juju, which he didn't show up for me, and Coop did his thing, and so I lost 10 points because of that. But I should have put him on, but I didn't expect that. I thought the Vikings defense was going to do their thing, but that's beyond that. That's my fantasy stuff. But man, weapons upon weapons upon weapons. That's on my page. Weapons upon weapons upon weapons. And I see the Rams, if they stay with this thing, I think, I'm going to say it again, they're going to run the score up. What do you got, Coach Stone? I do have one more thing about the Rams, and it's a special play that I've seen that they run probably almost every second down that I watched that I could see. Not saying every, but I can give about 40% of the time they have like a receiver or a wide out or a tight end come underneath the line while golfing the shotgun. He comes underneath the line like he's running a block, and then he trails out like a drag, and he pops out the side, or he throws a block, and that leaves that middle wide open because those linebackers are like stop. And I'm saying like that is the dopest play I've seen, and they run it all the time. So if they stick with that and still do that, I think Seattle, because Seattle linebackers, all they got is really Wagner. Seattle linebackers are not paying attention to that, and I believe that score is going to run up. But they have to use those weapons, and those weapons have to be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. I tell you what, when you're watching the Rams play on offense, they are one of the 2 most exciting teams in the NFL, them and Kansas City.
Yeah.
Those guys go up and down the field, and they do it with so much excitement. They are what people tune in for, right? When you watch a dominant team, take any sport, basketball, for example, when you know that the Golden State Warriors are going to play a team that can barely get out of their own way, the expectation is that, well, you know what, it's going to be a blowout anyway. So the least we can do is watch Steph Curry just shoot threes from half court. Right. Just watch a dunk fest. That's what the Rams would do. It's like you said, let them open up the playbook. Yes. Now, I hate to say that about Seattle, because Seattle is a former Super Bowl champion not too long ago.
Yeah.
But as it stands right now, they are that team that the Rams can open up and say, hey, let's try this. And all of the things that they thought about in the preseason, all of the things that they thought about while they were sleeping, they woke up and said, oh, this would be a nice trick play. They should do it this weekend, because the Seattle Seahawks can't stop it. They can't stop it.
Yeah, so you saw the same thing I saw, like it's like a offensive coordinator dream, like, come on, can I just call whatever, and I believe it's gonna work, and I believe everything they do. I can't even say, hey, let Gurley do his thing or whatever. It just spread it like they've been spreading it, do what they do. But I say open up the playbook. But then I did also say this though, they have to win, they have to play like they have the lead all the time. Or don't play like they, it's just a new 0-0, because when they get ahead and they know they can run up the score, them guys throttle back and they start pulling back stuff, and then now they trying to maintain. Now they trying to maintain, and that's pretty hard when you pull back and then you like trying to maintain. Like, you got to be like Bill Belichick. You're a professional. Stop me. Run the score up. Do what you got to do.
All the time.
And say stop me, you know what I'm saying? And then when we get 2 minutes,
do some old Bobby Bowden stuff.
right. When 2 minutes are up, when the 2 minute warning in the fourth quarter, we'll throttle back then. But until then, we need to keep the ball going, keep the movement, keep that excitement going, keep them looking all over the field like who's gonna catch the ball next, who's gonna do what that is. Gurley gonna run down. I mean, their eyes got to be all over the place. And I say don't get into that place where they say, oh, well, we the Rams, we can put points on the board. Don't get to that point, because then it'll turn out like almost what happened in Minnesota. Minnesota could have won, but the fumble came back. And I think if they wouldn't have had that fumble, I think Minnesota would have won that game, because they was going tick-tack. And so I'm just saying they got to play like they got the lead and continue to increase the lead, or play like, it's 0-0.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with that. They got so many offensive weapons. They got so much that they can do against this Seattle defense that they need to keep themselves humble.
Yeah.
And understand that on the other side of that line is 11 professionals.
Right.
That there's millions of kids that start out playing football in what they call Pee Wee or Pop Warner. Right. And as you start going up the ranks, that it acts like a funnel. It gets smaller and smaller, and only a handful of those millions actually make it to the pros.
Right.
And even though you are a better team, those guys on the other side, they're still professionals. Yeah. And they still know how to play football. And like Mike Tyson used to say, everybody's got a plan until they get hit. And all it takes is for them to slip one in on you, hit you one good time, and now all of a sudden you're playing catch up.
Right.
You're playing catch up.
Right. And now let's slide to this defense here. Now this defense, I don't know. They are so aggressive, and I like it, but I think it hurts them, because those cornerbacks were jumping balls too early, and them quarterbacks were just touching it over their heads and dropping it in there and putting it over top of them. And so I looked at that and was like, yo, the Rams defense, like you said, is a good defense. They got great players on that defense. But because they so aggressive, I hate to say this, they got to be smart with it. Like, you cannot be so aggressive. You're missing your assignments. You're missing your plays. You're missing your times, your opportunities to maximize this game and close this game out. And you keeping people in the game because your aggressiveness is against you. You got to stop doing that. And that's one thing that I put on my paper. Right. I got a bunch of things.
And Coach,
you pull that out. You said something about that earlier, so I had wanted to say that. Like, their aggressiveness is great, but
right. That's right. And I'm glad you said that. And I know we're remote on this broadcast today, but on my paper here, when I told you I graded the teams, I also graded them on this side of the ball as well. And as good as the Rams defense is, or it's supposed to be, you know what they graded? They graded an average. They graded a C because they give up too many big plays. And you know what Seattle graded on offense? When Seattle's on offense and the Rams are on defense, the Rams graded a C by my math, and the Seahawks graded a C minus. That's close, which means it only takes one big play by Seattle to bring them up from that C minus to a C plus. And now you're playing from behind if you're the Rams. And granted, they got the offensive firepower to do it, but you don't want to put your quarterback, your young quarterback, and your young running back in that situation.
Right.
By giving up too many big plays. They're as good as they are, they only graded a C against the Seattle Seahawks, C minus. So if you would have put them in a virtual computer, and hit play, you would see a hard-fought game when Seattle's on offense and the Rams are on defense. Quite the opposite when the Rams are on offense, but when the Rams are on defense and Seattle's on offense, it's going to be very, very close, which means they can't give up those big plays.
Right, and that's what I saw too. Like the big plays was happening. And that's where I felt like that aggression was there. Like them DBs, man. I'm talking about. You jumping for a ball and trying to intercept it 3 yards ahead of the ball. That means you ain't even playing the ball. You just playing. You just playing the moment. You playing. You looking at it and you thinking your athletic ability can get over there. But like you said, they're pros too. They can throw over your head. They're training to put in windows this big.
That's right.
So you cannot do what you need to do.
That's right.
Play the ball. Play the ball like you need to play the ball. And I promise you, it'll come in your hands. And you got to use that youthfulness. You got to use how young you are. You got to use how athletic you are to your advantage. But you can't use that youthfulness because you're so aggressive thinking, I can recover. Stop doing that because you got receivers out there that's like, okay, all right, keep doing that. And they do a couple.
That's right.
Yeah, they do a couple fakes, a couple cuts, a couple stop and goes, and before you know it, you jumped it because you so aggressive. They wide open. Bam. Thielen did one that was so Coop. Coop did one was so smooth. He stopped on the guy for like 1 second. The dude he stepped up like literally I got him. Boom. And next thing you know, he broke off his shoulder.
And he was gone.
He was on the field by himself. It was like, man.
That's right.
And he was behind two guys. So that means he was behind the cornerback and the safety that was over there. So, that aggression can work against them. And I say, man, they need to play the ball, man. Like literally play the ball. Like just play the ball. That's
right. I mean, they teach there's the same thing they teach the receivers, they teach the DBs.
Right.
Jump at the ball at its highest point.
Right.
Not early, especially not late.
Right.
But at its highest point.
Right.
So if and like you said, they're jumping that ball too early and they're thinking that because of my youth and athleticism,
right,
even if I miss, I can get back and at least make the tackle.
Right.
These guys are professionals.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you got some guys who are just as hungry as you. You know what I'm saying? Just as hungry as you. And one thing I hated.
Don't think when.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Coach.
Now I would say
one thing.
That delay, boy. That delay. That in and out.
That delay. All right, look, I'm gonna stop. You go.
All right. So, like, one thing I hated about defense that I used to tell, my safeties all the time, like, man, why are you guys playing receivers? If you're not in a man-to-man, why are you playing receivers? You're supposed to be the deepest of the deepest, and don't do that. Even when I was coaching high school ball, my safeties never played a receiver. They always played the ball, and then when the ball, you stay in your zone, you stay in your back pedal, and then once the ball is released, you break to that ball. Don't break any sooner. Don't break any before. Don't even try to predict it. Just make sure when you see that ball go up in the air, that's where you go. And I think them safety need to listen to them, your boy. And I think they'll do what they do. So go ahead, Coach. It's on you.
Listen to your boy. Well, and what I was gonna say, as this world turns, words that we've always used, the definition of those words change. For example, we talked about use the aggression against them. and that these defensive backs are being too aggressive. Well, if you had used that word aggression, talking about run a lot, that would mean a whole lot of different stuff than it does today. So when you talk about aggression now, that aggression now is those DBs breaking on the ball too early. It's not putting fear in those receivers' hearts and minds that aggression means that this DB is going to come and knock my block off, because of the rules they have now, they can't do that. So these receivers are now saying, okay, go ahead, jump, like you said earlier, jump the ball if you want to. I know you can't hit me because I'm a defenseless receiver. You can't pull a Jack Tatum on me. You know, I know you can't do that. So I'm gonna be just as aggressive as you are. I'm gonna tell my quarterback, you know what? I'm okay with you throwing it across the middle between two defenders. Because they can't hit me no more. Right. So that's why you said they gotta stay honest. They gotta keep their head on a swivel, and they have to be able to play the ball at its highest point. And not trying to rely on their athleticism to jump the ball and thinking that they can get back. Because these receivers, like the young folks say, they ain't scared. They ain't scared no more. They ain't scared no more because you can't hit them. You can't hit them.
Correct. You're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Well, you guys, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching us. We're Coaches from the Couch. Man, we're doing an amazing thing. I'm Coach Law, and that's over there is Coach.
I'm Coach Stone, baby.
Coach Stone right there. Hey, and you guys, man, thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you give us comments. Let us know about what you think about what we're doing. Let us know, what you think about our commentary. And make sure you share it out, man. Share it out to some people, man. Let everybody know what's going on and show your love for your boys, man, while we doing our thing. Man, and also we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Southern Pride Barbecue, where you can get barbecue all the way until they run out, until they sell out. So come down there and get it. You guys saw us having the fried corn. We had the baked potato last week. That baked potato was good. It was a full meal for real.
Yeah, nachos.
Nachos. I mean, so next when we go back next week, I'm gonna try to get us on that brisket. You know what I'm saying? Get us on that brisket and go from there.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
And so,
Coach D, I hope you're watching, Coach D.
Right. So you guys, man, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm not gonna get out of here, but I'll be standing here. But we're finna go to the segment where Coach Stone do his thing, man. And like I said, next week I'll come back with my Got 'em Coach pickers and moments, and actually put that in there. We just trying something new so we can do something remotely, and we're gonna have something pretty amazing for you guys at the end of this month. Well, we're going to do this Zoom too. I'm talking about some X's and some O's. Be ready for that. So, Coach Stone, it's your time. It's your moment.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate this, Coach. Now, look, you know my segment. They didn't ask me. But if they did. and this session is on the Pittsburgh Steelers and Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
They didn't ask me, Coach. But if they did, I would tell those 52 guys in that locker room and the other 20-something that's on the practice squad that when he comes in, it's all about the optics. Everyone in social media, the media themselves, the newspaper, the fans, everyone wants to see how they're going to accept him in. And the optics of it should be accept him in with open arms. When he come in, it should be a love fest. It should be a hug fest. It should be a bro hug fest, a high five fest. It should be all of that in the public. But when they get behind closed doors, some of the best lessons I ever learned playing the game didn't come from the coach. When I messed up and it affected the team got me behind closed doors and said, we had to run because of you. We had to do this because of you. One of my daughters was on the cheerleading squad at a high school when she was in high school. And one of the girls didn't do something right, and the entire squad had to run around the school. So when she got home, she was complaining about it. And I told her, I said, that's what y'all supposed to do. She said, but we didn't do anything. She did it. But you guys are a team. And as a team, when one hurt, everybody hurts. When one succeed, everyone succeed. So in the public, they need to dap him up, hug him up, high five him up, but then shut the doors. Go in the locker room, close the doors. Nobody can come in, and then they need to roll him in duct tape or something. I mean, they can't beat him up, but they need to roll him in duct tape so when he take it off, it pulls every hair off of his body. They need to dunk him in an ice bath. They need to do something to him, but at the same time, when they finish with that, they're standing there with a towel. They say, look, man, we understand it. It's all about your money. We get it. We're glad you're back, but we had to do something. We love you. Now let's go out here and win some football games. Because chances are they're only going to have him for 8 more games anyway, because he's out of there next year. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, you guys, man, thank you guys once again for tuning in to us, man, and liking us and all this good stuff. And we're going to get out of here like we do. Peace.